your next comic coming to the stage is amazing. She's one of my favorite comedians to watch. Please put your hands together for Megan Keller.
Whoa. Okay. I feel like with these virtual backgrounds that I'm in like the 1970s Star Warses where they didn't quite get the green screen right. It's now time for my TED Talk on the Bechdel test. And now if anyone knows what that is, you're probably saying to yourself, I have a bad feeling about this. So, I was born the year the first Star Wars came out. Whether I'm talking about episode 4 or episode 1, a lady never tells. So the Bechdel test, according to Wikipedia, is a measure of the representation of women in fiction. It asks whether a work features at least 2 women who talk to each other about something other than a man.
Okay.
Let's ponder the Star Wars series of 9 films. I rewatched them with my roommate, and I didn't mean to be watching it with a critical eye, but after about 15 minutes of Jar Jar Binks, I just couldn't help myself. I think there is one scene between 2 women. It's between Leia and the general with the purple hair. No relation. But they talk about Poe pretty much the whole time. So, David, next time you run into George Lucas, could you please tell him I am putting him on blast? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, so growing up, like around like the Return of the Jedi era, all the kids at my school had Luke and Leia lunchboxes. You know, they often depicted Luke on the rope and Leia holding on to him, like swinging across the original Death Star. Like that was like this amazing romantic moment. Then Yoda reveals that Luke has a sister. Instead of introducing a second major female character, George Lucas opted to introduce incest. Because that was a more viable option than a second female character for him. I did prefer the Han and Leia duo, and I think they were the first couple I ever shipped. For those of you who do not work with millennials regularly, shipped means that you hope 2 people will get together and be a couple. And I totally wanted them to get together, and I was so happy when they did. But I think I learned about relationships from watching them, and that's not healthy. Like, I think they're the reason sarcasm is my love language. I've been single for a very long time, so that's just working out great, isn't it? My mom just went, oh. Now, I don't know if my mom has seen the newest trilogy, but Leia and Han did have a kid.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I probably won't. But if you've seen the movies, you might be relieved. Kylo Ren, such a tortured soul. It's not Kylo Ren's fault. Like, when he was a kid, he woke up to his like creepy celibate uncle standing over his bed trying to kill him. Like that would mess up anybody. So of course he was like angry and tortured, start acting out, killing people, genocide, that whole thing. Eventually he straightened up. He got a really high-paying job. Maybe it was a little morally compromising, but he has passion and drive, and I really admire that. So, I don't blame Ray for falling for him, and I really like the idea of that long distance relationship. Like they talked all the time about everything. It was like a daily FaceTime call across the galaxy. It was kind of cool that they could just like pass things through, just like, oh, here's a lightsaber. Man, I don't know how they did. It was amazing. I'm like, I would sign me up for that, especially with the postal service going the way it is. I should want to get on that. If it wasn't a sci-fi rule that when people fall in love, they die, I think they could have had a nice little happily ever after there. That's why fantasy's better, because there's happily ever afters. In sci-fi, when people fall in love, they die. Anyways, but they never get a chance to disappoint each other, and they didn't have in-laws to meet because all their parents are dead. And if that's a spoiler, you had time. I'm sorry. I would like to leave you with this thought. Emperor Palpatine was originally the senator from Naboo. They never mentioned that after the first couple movies. Because senators, I don't know, they don't have a lot of power. What are they going to do? Filibuster everybody to death? But the really frightening thing was after Palpatine stepped down as senator, then what's her name? Padme takes over. But then Padme had to step down. So you know who took over for her? Jar Jar motherfucking Binks. And then Palpatine became emperor. So it's really scary how close Jar Jar Binks was to becoming the emperor. I know. If you don't believe me, just watch our elections this fall. Thank you. My name is Megan. Have a good night.
Give it up for Megan one more time, everyone.